All right, real quick. There was an article that I had and I accidentally minimized it, completely forgot. It tags in with the Elon Musk story, and this one is very, very important, so I'm just going to make its own separate video about it. This is from the Gateway Pundit. I talked about when they lose their ability to control the narrative, how much they freak out. And lucky for us, they're very silly, very panicky animals when they freak out, and they sometimes say the quiet part out loud. Listen to this from the Gateway Pundit. MSNBC host frets over Elon Musk takeover of Twitter and accidentally gives away the left's game. Look at that face. It's the face of fear, baby. MSNBC's Ari Melber was talking about Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter this week and without a hint of irony gave away the left's game. He suggested that Musk could deplatform a liberal president candidate or suppress support for such a candidate. Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Melber said all of this with zero self-awareness. From Fox News, MSNBC host trashed for warning Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. MSNBC host Ari Melber was roasted on Twitter for worrying Monday that Elon Musk could use Twitter to, quote, secretly ban or turn down the reach of a major party's candidate ahead of an election. Melber's apprehension of the purchase of Twitter by the SpaceX and Tesla CEO was obvious during the Monday evening episode of The Beat with Ari Melber, where he couched Musk as a potentially power-hungry rich guy willing to use the social media platform to his advantage. Yeah, really just as a quick aside, did anyone care back in, 2012, 2013, 2014? Somewhere in there when Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post? Did anyone make a fuss about that? No? I'm just checking. Quote, it's true if you are a democracy like the United States that used to regulate media ownership and say Rupert Murdoch can't have too many local TV stations and newspapers in one town, they have laws for that are still on the books, he said, adding that meanwhile, Congress hasn't gotten around to limiting whether someone can own all of Twitter. Then he gave his main warning. If you own all of Twitter or Facebook or what have you, you don't have to explain yourself, you don't have to even be transparent. You could secretly ban one party's candidate or all of his candidates, all of its nominees. Or, he added, you could just secretly turn down the reach of their stuff and turn up the reach of something else, and the rest of us might not even find out about it until after the election. Well, gee whiz, doesn't that just sound familiar? Wow. I mean, they're literally saying what they did. They're so insane that they immediately, once they do something or achieve some form of victory, they completely forget about it. Like, for instance, they spent so much time gaslighting the nation about how 2020 was the safest and most secure election ever. And then, of course, Beau Biden comes out and says if we don't pass these reforms that he was pushing so hard, then 2022 would be ripe with fraud. What? It's obvious what is going on here. I mean, you want to talk about a coup? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I mean, this is just insane. The fact that they're saying this out loud and the fact that they're just completely there's no self-awareness. It drives me insane, even if it is exposing the truth. And this is the truth. My goodness gracious. I mean, they're literally telling us what they did because they fear us using the weapons they wielded against them. Once we pick that weapon up, they go, oh, please don't use that weapon against me. I didn't mean to use it against you. Eat it. This is insane. And you know what? I am very sorry that I didn't get to put this in the main segment. It should have been there. Like I said, I had the article, but instead of putting it in my lineup, I accidentally minimized it. And then I got through my thing. I was like, okay, I guess we're done. And then as soon as I hit stop, I was like, no, this one's important, so that's okay. I'll make it its own little 5-minute video where I can just rant about how ridiculous these people are. I mean, just the lack of self-awareness is insane. They literally are telling us what they did because they fear us doing it to them. They suppressed Donald Trump's campaign. They suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop. They suppressed conservative voices. And now it's all coming out. And let it flow, baby. Oh, boy. It's an engulfing wave of righteous fire. And, some people say maybe we should help them out of help them out of it. Help them up. No. It's a saying, and unfortunately Monica's not here because this is one of her favorite sayings to quote is when I am weak, I ask for strength because that is your way. When I am strong, I deny you strength because that is my way. That is their mentality. And it may sound dark, it may sound like revenge to say we should not help them, but at this point, I say we just let the righteous fire ignore the guilty. You know what I mean? If the fire is going to burn, let them burn. They don't need our help. They have literally spent the last decade calling everyone who disagreed with them islamophobes of every kind, every terrible word. They have doxed people. They have kicked people off of social media. They have destroyed lives. They have, I mean, even if you ignore the potential fraud, I have to say that, even if you ignore the potential fraud coming out of key states, key battleground states where miraculously thousands of votes showed up overnight after the counting stopped, ignoring all of that, what they did on social media with Hunter Biden's laptop and complete suppression of the story is election changing. It is election tampering. It delegitimizes everything because they hid information. They hid everything. They hid voices. They banned voices. It's not a public square when you control it with an iron fist. You have to let all voices go. And the fact that they are now panicking because, oh no, that mighty flaming sword might turn on them really just exposes how corrupt and insane these people are. It drives me insane. The best thing we can do, the swamp has been drained. All of the rotten creatures that dwell within are now exposed for us. What do we do with this knowledge? We push back and we clean and clear the rot. We can take our country back. We can. But first we have to get rid of the establishment. We have to get rid of the authoritarians, and we have to allow the truth and information to flow. I know, it's tough. You climb up, and you look down, and you see them holding their hands up, and they say, the fire is coming, help. And you look back down, and, you know, I'm not going to kill you, but that does not mean I have to save you. Batman Begins, of course. Okay, that's all. I don't want to get too serious here. That's pretty crazy, but geez, man, these people, it drives me insane. Let the fire ignore the sinless. That's all I have to say. All right, everybody. That's all. That's seriously. I think that's it for now. I may do another video later. We'll wait and see. But, okay, that's all.